Hey guys, Dobby here. A little over a year ago, I dropped this video where I announced that Zella and I would be creating our own little TranZit remaster for Black Ops 3 Zombies. I'm finally here with an update for you all about that project. When that video came out, we had not yet started working on this map. I mainly made that video to clear up some misinformation floating around at the time that we had started already. And if you're new here and wondering right now, why are you guys remaking TranZit when 50 other people are doing it already? The short answer is that there are 3 TranZit maps being made by 3 different teams, and they're all vastly different, so we're not even making the same map. I go more into detail in my announcement video, so you can watch that down below if you're interested. So when did we actually start working on this map then? Our Die-Rise remaster was released earlier this year in February, and we have since begun working on this project. There have also been some additional updates made to Die-Rise after launch, but I'll save info on that for an upcoming Die-Rise video that I'm still working on. But let's focus on TranZit right now. I'll start with a quick overview of the mapping we have done so far. This is more Zella's area, as I'm more so the programmer for the project, so check out his channel below for more of that side of development. But currently we have the bus depot and the tunnel completed and fully playable in the beta version of the map. Zella has also done some awesome work on the ambient effects and fog to really make it feel like TranZit. No, we are not getting rid of the fog, just deal with it. I promise you it's not that deep. Zella is currently working on the town, and we will make this area accessible to playtesters once it is complete. The bar building is done, and the bank is mostly done, but as you can see, there's still a lot of the map left to go. The plan right now is to fully map out a point of interest, then map the bus path between that area and the current playable space. So for example, after finishing town, Zella would make the bridge and the roads leading from bus depot to town, so we could update the playable space to include town. This definitely could change because we aren't working on things in any particular order, but that's the plan as of now. If you want to play TranZit early, right now, you can do so over on Patreon. We want to be completely transparent here and make sure that everyone knows that you only need to subscribe once, then you get access to TranZit beta forever, or at least until the map is fully finished and releases for everyone. Subbing any further is strictly extra support towards us. You also only need to subscribe to one of us to get the map, either to me or Zella, not both unless you really want to support our work. Definitely read our additional rewards as we each have unique benefits for our patrons. Both of us will have name in the map reward where we're each going to have a billboard somewhere along the roads where each of our supporters will get their names listed out. Zella will have his own billboard and I will have my own. Links are down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Also be sure to join our Discord server. I'm in there all the time interacting with the community and discussing ideas for our projects. The most popular reward for my patrons on Die-Rise was the option to design your own side quest to be put into the map. Look at this huge list of quests that were all fully designed by the community. I won't spoil too much, but these range from simply building a hamburger, unlocking a secret safe for a new weapon, to even destroying a hot air balloon flying nearby for a powerful reward. As of making this video, there are currently 19 custom quests already designed for TranZit. If you want to design your own Easter egg for this map, then check out my Patreon linked below. And yes, this reward also only requires you to subscribe once. You do not need to stay subbed. Again, further support is strictly extra support towards my work. And absolutely feel free to reach out to me on Discord or Patreon, preferably Discord though, before you subscribe if you aren't sure if your Easter egg idea is allowed or even possible at all. There are a few new additions we've made to the plans for the map. There will be a couple new areas open that were previously inaccessible. The bowling alley and church in town will now be open. Also, we're making all of Noct playable. You can now go through the help door and go upstairs. But wait, what if I don't want these extra areas? Just don't buy the doors, it's that simple. BO2 TranZit had a pretty mid weapon cast, so we've added some new ones that we thought would be cool. The bowling alley will have the PDW as a wall buy, just like Zella's Town Reimagined. Then the church will have the LSAT, and Noct will have the Ballista and the classic World at War sniper cabinet. We're also adding the Scorpion Evo and the Peacekeeper to the mystery box, just because why not, those guns are cool. As of now, we're adding 5 new perks to the map. Deadshot will be found in the cabin, and Ethereal Razor from Black Ops 4 Zombies will be found in the tunnel. We thought this perk would be a perfect fit for TranZit because of all the melee weapons in the map, such as the Galvanuckles, the Bowie Knife, or whatever else you might find lying around. Widow's Wine, Electric Cherry, and PhD Slider can also be earned, but you can only get these perks by completing a hidden side quest somewhere on the map. Not even a perkaholic will give these out until you've done the quest. I think I said before that we didn't want to add PhD to TranZit because it would be too strong, but I pretty much changed my mind on that. I was worried about giving players full immunity to lava because lava is such a core component of the map's design, so I'm just going to not do that. There might be ways to reduce the damage you take, but you won't be able to fully negate the lava. But speaking of lava, that was pretty much the first thing I did for TranZit. I threw together the script for zombies and players catching them on fire when they touch the lava and making zombies explode when they die. Then I decided to make the turbine because so many doors in TranZit are locked behind this thing, including this one right in spawn. I did change how it works a little bit though, so it's way better than it was in BO2. Zombies no longer care about the turbine if it's just trying to open a door. You see, they're just ignoring it right now. My logic here is that zombies attack things that attack them, and the turbine does not attack them, it's just a utility. It'll still deteriorate over time though. However, zombies will attack the turbine if it's powering a trap like the electric trap or lawnmower turret, and those will also be attacked by zombies since those are always offensive. I did run into a problem though with the equipment. There are way too many things to carry on TranZit, but only 4 D-pad or action slot keybinds. One is taken by alt weapons, one by claymores or trip mines, and one by gobblegums. That only leaves 1 keybind for the rest of the equipment. This wasn't an issue in Die Rise because you only needed to carry the trample steam, so I'm gonna have to make some budget cuts here to the things the player is allowed to have at once. The solution I landed on was putting the turbine in the same slot as the gobblegums. This means you can hold both a turbine and a trap at once. If you're using gums, you probably don't need traps anyway, but I'm open to other suggestions, so drop a comment below on how you think we should handle this problem. Currently in the beta, you can build everything from the original TranZit. I've kind of just thrown the parts and tables around the playable space for now, so just ignore that, but we'll move things into their proper homes as those areas are added. The turret and jet gun currently do nothing, but we can at least look at the electric trap. I've gone ahead and buffed this thing like crazy because it really sucked in BO2. I mean, it literally insta-killed you the moment you touched it, and it doesn't kill zombies unless they're right on top of it. Not to mention, it looks pretty boring when the zombies die. So I made it actually zip little electric streaks from the balls on the trap to the zombies, so it's like ranged. And then the zombies are actually electrified instead of just falling over dead. Ignore how bright the effects look at the moment. I'm still fine-tuning the lighting on the effects in Zella's map compared to my version. But I'm also going to copy how the player is affected by electric traps in maps like Kino, so that way it only gives you like a slight shock compared to an instant death in BO2. I'm going to give this same treatment to the turret as well, making it a lot better, along with the way to pack-a-punch the RPD that's mounted on there. I have no idea how this should be achieved though, so feel free to give me some ideas down in the comments. Alright, so in Black Ops 2's TranZit, opening pack-a-punch just kinda sucked. You had to throw this little turbine here in the door at power, then run to town and go below the bank all before that turbine got destroyed. And then if it ever did die, the door would just close and lock you out. This sucks, so we're just going to change it up a little bit. Once you open the door to the bank, it will never close. In exchange, getting it open will be a little more complicated. This new method of opening the bank won't be added until the full release of the map, so for now, all you gotta do is blow open both vaults and you get access to the lab with Pack-a-Punch. I've also changed the parts you need to build the Pack-a-Punch machine itself. In BO2 TranZit, the 3 parts you needed were the battery, this weird table thing, and the top piece of the machine. But this makes 0 sense to me. How does this tiny little wooden plank support this big machine? Plus, when did we pick up the rest of the parts, like the actual frame? So I kinda just changed the parts you needed. You now need 4 parts, and they are the battery, the frame, the gears, and the top, and they will all still be found in the lab under town. The platform that the machine is sitting on will be a new platform that's already in the lab, already over there. We're trying to make things in the map make a little more sense, so I think this design change is pretty fair. Since the release of Die Rise, I've done a ton of work on my BO2 weapon ports to make them feel more unique and overall just make them better. The biggest change I've made is adjusting the weapon movement settings for all the guns. What this means is changing how each gun gets offset by different types of movement. So let me walk around with some guns in Die Rise, which has the old weapons. You can see the models don't really move around a whole lot, and they just all feel the same. Now if we look at TranZit, which has the updated weapons, you can see how each gun feels more reactive to the player's movement. I can't go too crazy with this though, because if the weapons move too much, then it'll feel like the weapons from Cold War, and I don't want that. I just want them to feel unique and a little bit reactive. The other big thing I'm changing is the sounds and Pack-a-Punch attachments for Black Ops 2 weapons that were also in Black Ops 1. In BO2, these guns ended up just reusing sounds from other guns already in the game, like how the M1911 uses the TAC-45 sounds, and the Galil has a completely different attachment when you Pack-a-Punch it. I feel like that takes away from the identity of those guns, so I'm going to restore them to their original glory from Black Ops 1. As of now, I've only changed the AK-74U, so as you can hear, it sounds way different from the BO2 version, since these are the BO1 firing sounds. I think this sounds a lot better and more authentic, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Some other things I have in mind include changing the Python, FAL, and Galil. All of these will have their original firing sounds from Black Ops 1, and the Galil will even get its classic red dot sight. The M1911, however, is totally safe. I don't want to swap this to the BO1 version because that is a very different weapon. It's not just a simple sound change that they made, the gun model itself is totally different, unlike the other weapons. For future TranZit videos, I don't plan on them being as chunky as this one. I'm going to try to do smaller showcases where I look at specific things on the map. This should allow me to give you guys more frequent dev update videos, since I won't be waiting on a bunch of things to be finished like I did with Die Rise. Coming up next, I'm going to be working on a big final Die Rise update, which will include a bunch of bug fixes and optimizations, along with some new secrets to hunt for. And then from there, I'll throw out my final Die Rise update video that I mentioned earlier, and then I'll be back here for some more TranZit. Again, join our Discord to stay in the loop on all of our projects, and check out our Patreons down below to play TranZit early right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching.